Hello and welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you about narcissism and the symptoms of it because I have mentioned it so many times talking about our rad kids. And I'm not talking about the younger kids, I'm talking about probably 12 and up. I'll try to get through this video as quickly as I can. Number one is grandiose thinking. This really needs no explanation. If you have a rad child, you know what that is, and they just view themselves so highly, being more important than they really are. This is actually a symptom in narcissism as well. And you will find that a lot of these symptoms are very similar, if not the same as rad. Number two is a preoccupation with fantasy thinking. Most often they are in a fantasy world, and it's usually grand thoughts of themselves, their life, their success, their future, their love life, their money-making abilities, what their life is going to be like and what it should be. Number three is a false sense of being special or unique. I think honestly all of us have gone through a stage in our life, usually as a very young child, where you do feel special and unique. And this is usually before you recognize other people are people with feelings and thoughts just like we are. I remember specifically when I came to that realization that other people have feelings and thoughts, and that they're just like me. Rad kids, and definitely a narcissist, they are emotionally stuck between usually 2 and 6 years old. That's usually around the age that you are recognizing other people as having feelings and being human. They are perpetually stuck in that sense of being special or unique. And not only that, I want to add that they actually feel when they walk in a room that they are gracing everyone with their very presence. Feel as if they should be treated as such. Number four is they are always fishing for compliments. They're actually very receptive to flattery. They have a very high opinion of themselves and what it should be, and they are looking for validation through other people's words that's true. Number five, they are highly entitled. Again, if you have a rad child, you know what entitlement is. They feel very as if it's owed to them. They are above other people. It's as if they feel they don't need to earn it, that it's owed to them. Number six is they are interpersonally exploitive, and that's exactly what it sounds like. They will exploit other people to get what they want, and that's the only purpose in any sort of relationship. Number seven, they lack empathy. We know what that is as well. They do not recognize other people's feelings. They don't care about other people's feelings. They don't care if you're hurt, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're in pain. They do not care. It's not them. And they're not viewing you as a person with feelings. They are viewing you the same as they would a coffee table or a chair in the room, there to be used. Number eight, they are very jealous and envious of other people. A lot of their anger and rage is from that jealousy, that entitlement, that should be theirs. They will oftentimes claim other people of being jealous of them. That's their compensation to build themselves back up to that pedestal that they feel that they need to be on, that they are owed. Number nine, they are most often outwardly rude, sarcastic, arrogant, depending on if they're covert or overt. on what the degree of that is that you're going to see. Covert would more likely be showing it in backhanded ways, make it appear to be a compliment when really it's a put down, and makes you feel bad. If a compliment is going to make you feel bad, that's a covert narcissist way of putting you down so they feel better. The next set of symptoms are actually have been added to by Dr. Leon F. Seltzer. Number one, they are highly reactive to criticism, and what that might look like is extreme anger, rage, manipulation, turning it on you to make you look like the bad guy, to protect that person that they've built themselves up to be. Number two is they inwardly have a very low self-esteem, and if you are an observant person, you can recognize someone that has a low self-esteem and is trying to portray themselves as differently. Number three, they're very defensive, very self-righteous. They are always right. They cannot be wrong about anything, and they will defend it to the death. Number four, they show rage and anger with contrary viewpoint. If this is someone who is not able to have a conversation and recognize that there are other views, and that other views are not necessarily wrong because it's not their view, that is a normal person. A narcissist will not accept another view as right. They are always right. And if your view is different than theirs, you are always the one that's wrong. Number five, they will project negative traits that they carry onto other people. That is a justification way for them to not like you, to disagree with you, to make you look like the bad guy. They are justifying by projecting those negative things onto you. They don't want to look at themselves. Number six is they have poor interpersonal boundaries. What that looks like is they are unconsciously viewing others as a reflection of them, an extension of them. So in a negative light, they are throwing their negative behaviors onto you as a means of not liking you, to put it nicely. But anything positive, they are connecting to and viewing that as an extension of themselves. It makes them look good, so they'll accept that, they'll take that. So they're not liking you for those good qualities for you. They're liking those good qualities in you to make them look good. You can find these things on Psychology Today if you'd like to look those up. End of that perspective, there, just like with RAD, there is a range of severity. As I compare it with autism, there's a range of severity. This is so in narcissism as well. Those lower levels, a lot of normal people may recognize some of those narcissistic traits within themselves and question, am I a narcissist? If you are questioning that, you are not a narcissist. They will never view themselves as negative or question if they have a mental health issue. So if you're questioning that, you are not a narcissist. Throw that out the window. When it starts to get up into the higher levels, that is where it could be considered malignant narcissism. And the word malignant means vengeful, cruel, wounding. You often see it used with cancer, a malignant cancer. It is out for blood to the death. The higher severity in narcissism is called malignant narcissism. When you get up in that range, you can often be looking at something called the Dark Triad. What that is malignant narcissism, psychopathy, and something called Machiavellianism. And what that is, basically the quickest way to describe Machiavellianism is someone who is so self-absorbed well, all three of those things are very self-absorbed to the extreme, because this is the highest range, so it's to the extreme. Self-absorbed, self-focused, self-gratifying. Basically, they are masters in deception and manipulation at that point. They are masters in it. In Machiavellianism, they are extreme control freaks. Extreme. At any cost. It does not matter, life or death. They are extreme control freaks. So at that point, with the three of those together, this is why it's called the Dark Triad. That's a worst case scenario. It's better to know about these things and know what they are, know what to look for. I know when my daughter was diagnosed, they said she's probably too old for treatment. I think she was 11 when she was diagnosed. If you can get a diagnosis before that time, you have a good chance of shaping the way they're thinking. Because at some point, unless they are willing to look at themselves and recognize these things and want to change, there is a good chance that they will not be changed. Some doctors actually out there will say that they cannot, especially when it's to the point of malignancy or in the Dark Triad area. Just for a quick FYI, I am saying psychopathy, people have different ways of explaining maybe a sociopath, a psychopath, antisocial. Those three things have actually been combined. The Diagnostic 5 manual, and they're not really recognized as separate things now. Look it up for yourself. Psychopathy, sociopaths, and antisocial personality disorder have been recognized as one and the same now. But definitely, I hope this video helps. I hope that, because I know a lot of these things I didn't learn until much later, questioning, and it makes you feel better to just know. So if you are looking at your rad child, your older rad child, or maybe teenager, and seeing these traits in them, definitely talk to your doctor about it. With some people, that might be medication. Some is just therapy. Some is spiritual help. Some it's all. Some of it's all of the above. So anyway, you do what's best for your family. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So in the meantime, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.